Can you hear the echo? So finally got the floor leveled out. Excited about that. It's been a while. We're getting closer to completion in here. And to tell you the truth, I'm not 100% sure what kind of finish we're gonna put on the floor yet. We haven't really decided. We are considering doing an epoxy pour with possibly putting some stones down first and then doing an epoxy pour. That would actually make it look really badass, especially if we matched it to the stones that are in the wall here. If you pour concrete, make sure you do it right the first time, because I did not do it right the first time. I was doing this by myself, as I've been doing most everything out here by myself. And when you're pouring concrete by yourself, you need to set up a system to do it, because it's not that simple when you're doing a larger surface area. And anybody who knows anything about concrete knows what I'm talking about. So I basically had to improvise here and figure out systems to get this done properly. And it ended up working out in the end, but it was also a lot of extra work that I could have avoided had I done it right the first time. So I would say it cost me an extra 8 to 10 hours. And probably an extra, I don't know, a couple $100. So those kinds of mistakes, you don't want to keep making those. But the main thing is you learn from them and you move forward, and don't let it beat you down. Just keep it filed away and say, okay, I learned from this and I won't make that mistake again. So now we're looking at the walls. The walls are all nice and limey. Lime plaster has held up very well, and everything's looking good. Hasn't cracked. Hey Bernie. Hasn't cracked at all. I'm standing on the ledge right now. The rocks have the urethane coating on them, so they're nice and shiny. And now we're gonna have to move on to the next things, which is to figure out how we're gonna cover up this steel truss here. You know, it does provide support for the ceiling here, but at the same time, I don't want this to stay the way it is, so we're not 100% sure yet. We're just gonna ruminate on it for a while. This hole here is actually going to be a skylight, so this whole area down here will be a skylight. And then now the door frame is taken care of as far as dimensions and everything, and you can see I trimmed it out here to get the door to fit. Now the next thing to do is I gotta level the cement coming into here to make it a nice gradual incline. And other than that, folks, that's what I've been up to. It's not super exciting, but it's very fulfilling, because this is something that we've been working hard on for a long time, and I really am just happy to see it turn out this way. It is very solid in here. All right, so here's the door, and it needs to be touched up. It's been staying weathered out here, I guess. And I had to do some shaving off here on it, and just some stuff, you know, to get it to fit right. But got to sand this down and put another coat of paint on it. And where this window is, there's actually going to be like shutters over here that are going to match, and put some bars across it and make it all Santa Fe looking. Probably put some metal decorative art on it. And of course, as you probably already remember, the outside here, just got to continuously keep putting the first coat of stucco on. This is doing the stucco on the other side and on the back side before I can even put the coloring in for the final coat. And then I got to do the roof, the trim, the edges, and then I want to do landscaping around. And this is what the back side of the earth bag looks like. Okay, what if you're doing anything with earth bags, earth tubes, whatever, this lath is well worth the time and the money you're gonna spend, because man, I can tell you from doing the lime plaster on the inside, it was way easier to have this lath up to get them to stick to the bags, and actually less cracking and less problems. The branches on the side, everybody's been asking about the posts and what they're for. Well, the two posts on the sides here, they're actually for support for the truss. Okay, so this is truss. I gotta clean it up. I know the welds don't look pretty, but I was a welder, and I can assure you that pretty welds don't always mean good welds, but these welds are good welds. They're just not as pretty because I haven't cleaned them up yet. So anyways, this is a kind of a bracket here that rests down on this. So, you know, the compressive part of it will actually sit on this piece right here, as well as the earth bags. And then on the other side, it's the same thing. So that's one reason they're here. Second reason is just for decorative look, because I'm gonna actually put a urethane coating on them and make them shine, and they're gonna look really nice with contrast with the red finish on the building. And third reason, and one of the bigger reasons I decided to do this, is because I want to put a rain catchment gutter system around here, and I want to be able to have these branches as a support for the gutter. So especially on the back side here, these branches will actually support the weight of the gutter system, whatever I decide to do. And that's the reasoning for having those. And in addition to that, I'm going to have like kind of branches kind of melting into the structure and kind of going up towards the roof, so I'll make it look all artsy. And then of course the corners of the roof here, I'm going to round them and then kind of dip them in like this, so I'll have a cool look to them. So that's it, folks. That's the tour. So I'll talk to you soon.